Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Brendan and welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, it's great to have you. And today I'm going to be giving my silver price prediction because silver is seemingly on the brink of yet another breakout. Now, just a couple of days ago, silver retested its 6-year high of $26. Now, after a pretty nasty rejection, we saw the price of silver retrace back down to the upper levels of this 22 area. And here we are not even 1 week later, and silver is already at a new high, marking the highest point that it has been in since April of 2013. So with silver being back at this very strong resistance level that we already got rejected from once, I want to talk about why I think it can break through and where silver can realistically go from here. So if that sounds interesting, go ahead and stick around for the entire duration of the video, as there will be important information discussed the entire way through. But that being said, let's go ahead and dive on into this and take a deep look at what's happening in the precious metals market, specifically silver in this case. So if you guys remember from the last time I made one of these silver videos, we talked about why silver was at a very, very heavy level of resistance at $26. And, needless to say, silver got rejected at $26. But I don't think that that is the end for silver. In fact, let's take a look at why $26 is significant, because we saw it actually bounce off of here not once, not twice, not 3 times, but actually 4 times before silver actually fell through here in a descending triangle-like formation. Now, it actually came back up, retested this general level for the most part, and then saw a rejection. But now that silver is back at this level, except this time it is meeting it as resistance. Now, we already met this one. We retraced like $4 almost to the downside. And as soon as that happened, silver is already getting bought back up. And I want to zoom in and look at this on a 1 day so we can see just how this played out. So about a week ago, we saw the first rejection from $26. We immediately retraced like $5 to $6 to the downside. And in the days since then, we have just been, again, constantly uptrending. And today we marked the new high of like $26 and I think almost 20 cents. So just barely a new high, but a new high nonetheless. And now that we are retesting this, this begs the question, if we are back at this price within a week of seeing almost a $4 to $5 rejection, what kind of strength does that show that the precious metals market has right now? Gold's at all-time highs. Silver is, pushing and trying to get there. It's a little bit behind gold, but it is still pushing and flying. The rate that silver is up this year is ridiculous. From its low at, again, almost $12, and it's sitting at $26 right now, it's up over 100%, which is absurd for a metal. Most people will probably not see something like this again in their lifetime in the metal market. This is just such a volatile move up. It's unlike anything that we've ever seen before. Now, we have seen the metals get pretty volatile in the past, but again, I think that this is dwarfing what we have seen in the past because we are just getting started. What silver has done in the process of years in the past, which I'll show in a second, we are doing in months. The scale to the ratio of how fast we are moving is absurd and ridiculous. The only time that I think we've ever seen something this volatile was for a brief time period in 2010 to like maybe a little bit of 2011, which we can see over here on the chart. Let me make sure I highlight that the right way. Right over in here. And other than that, that's really the only time I've ever seen silver be quite this volatile. So again, with silver getting ready to retest this level, not even getting ready, it's already retesting this level, where can silver realistically go from here? I think that is the good question, because if this level breaks on silver, I don't see any reason why silver can't continue to move upwards to like the $35, $40, and even $50 levels, because the main areas of resistance after silver breaks out here, I don't see any reason why silver can't go up to $35 right over in here. Now, this is going to be a resistance. After that, you're going to have $37, $38 right over in here. And then, of course, you're going to have $44. And then the big old number 50 mark, half of $100, which is where I guess the all-time high for silver is. And of course, it is going to be a heavy level of resistance. But at the rate that silver is moving, if silver can break through here, I would be pretty convinced that we're going to see at least a $40 silver again. If silver breaks this all-time high of $50, my firm belief is that it will absolutely fly. Now, this is, again, just history in the making for the most part. Again, gold's already broken the all-time high, and I don't want to kind of beat a dead horse by saying this too much, but gold has already broken the all-time high. We'll talk about gold in tomorrow's video or something like that, but gold is absolutely not only going parabolic, but it has no more resistance left with the exception of psychological resistance. It's over $2,000. The big old $2,000 psychological resistance for gold, it's broken. It's shattered. It didn't even barely have to test it. I mean, we saw like a brief, 1, 2, 3, 4 day test, and then it's gone and it's over. And now I just don't know what's going to stop this from doing another market cycle to the upside. Now, let's go back to silver because that's what we are primarily talking about in this video. I think that it is only a matter of time before you see silver continue to break this. And now, if not for just how great silver is doing in the market, at the rate that the US dollar is losing value right now, again, the US dollar is, I think, not even the US dollar, the United States GDP is down 32%, I think, in the month of July alone. So at the rate that the US economy is devaluing, it is by nature raising the value of things that are hedges against the US dollar, like cryptocurrencies and precious metals. And there's other things as well. But I think that is part in favor as to why these things are rising so volatilely. But I think that they're going to continue, even with the United States dollar not devaluing. I think that you're still going to see the rise in assets that are hedges against fiats because they have proven in the last year that they have been unstable and in a form unreliable, while a lot of these have, again, been just counters and hedges to it. So hopefully that made sense. I want to look at some of the indicators and oscillators over here because silver is at the highest point that it's been in since 2006. Which is ridiculous, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about right over here. This is the strongest level that we have been on the 3-day RSI since 2006. Now, we came close in 2011, which is one of the dates that we talked about earlier. Not one of the dates that we talked about earlier in the video, but still a very significant date. In April of 2011, we reached almost the same level of strength on the relative strength index, but we are now above that. Again, a great sign that this is, in fact, a bull market for precious metals. Now, the MACD is at the highest point that it has been at since about the same time, almost 2013, 2012, and the areas that I'm looking for that are right over in here. So the signs of strength are definitely here for precious metals. You can't say that this is not showing signs of strength. It's clear that this is some of the strongest, not only volume, but some of the strongest pressure from the bulls that we have seen in decades. It is record level, and it's my firm belief that this will continue up. So to sum this video up in whole, my price prediction for silver right now is at least $35 minimum. I don't see this stopping anytime soon. Now, what I'm not saying, excuse me, that it has to just continue going parabolic. This thing can pull back and go up and down. But again, I think that the overall macro of this, the uptrend, that this will eventually get towards this $35 mark minimum. Now, I firmly believe that $50 is going to break on silver. I think that, again, it's just a matter of time until we break past that all-time high of $50. Gold's already done it. Silver's, trailing fast and following gold. And I think, again, we will see that. Now, whether that's by the end of this year or next year, or maybe that's in 5 years, I'm not sure. But if silver goes up even to the all-time high within the next 5 years, that's still 100%, averaging a 20% return every year up until that point, if it does reach the all-time high. Now, again, I think that it's going to happen before then. I think within 5 years from now, silver is going to blow past $50, and people are going to see silver at a $26 mark and look at it as a bargain. Now, one of the things I have to make clear here, because I get asked this all the time, how do I buy silver when the premium is like $10 or it's something absurd where you're starting almost 40 or 30 or 20% in the negative right from the get-go? And I think the answer to that is buying silver at the premium that it's at right now is going to be not ideal. I mean, you don't want to buy anything when you're having to pay over 20, 25, 30, 40% of a premium, because it is not beneficial to you as the buyer, because you're starting out so far in the red already. Now, if you do believe that this truly is going to go to a higher level, such as like 30, 40, 50, 60, maybe even 100, then buying at a $35 premium isn't a big deal, because again, if you think it's going to 50 or 100 or who knows where, then for you, paying a $10 premium isn't a lot, because you think it's going up, $30 instead of just 10. So personally, I think that I'm personally not paying the premiums for silver right now. I think the rate at which the premiums for silver are just ridiculous. I would rather right now, if I'm looking for a trade, I'm looking for paper silver, which I know is going to get a lot of hate. But again, just until the premiums go back down a little bit, or until silver dips back down just a tad bit more, I'm not going to try to buy and chase silver in its physical form at an all-time, or excuse me, at a half of a decade high right here. I will accumulate it in paper at the high, but I will not accumulate it in physical at the high. Again, it's just too much between the premiums and where it's at right now. I will wait for this to come back down and dip just a little bit before I buy any kind of physical asset that has, a 25% premium. So that's going to go ahead and round off this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys found it helpful, make sure to hit the like and comment button down below. I love interacting with you guys and answering your guys' questions. So if you guys have anything to ask me, be sure to shoot that into the comment section down below. But until then, guys, I will see you guys in the next video.